The first theme on which the presentation will be made today is how to make Indian Railways the preferred freight carrier in India. And I invite Ms. Chandralekha Mukherjee to kindly come up on the dais and make her presentation.
Respected MR Sir, respected MOSRs, respected Chairman and board members, and all esteemed Rail Shivir participants who have gathered here today. I'd like to wish all of you a very good evening. The subject which we have picked up is rail line to pipeline. There is an alliteration in the subject, but the alliteration contains much promise. I'd like to take you through this promise. We are in the business, transport business. Our core competence is bulk carriage of freight over long distances, which we have been engaged in for decades. The basket of commodities is before you: coal, iron and steel, cement, and the top 9 major commodities. The inter-se share is again clearly etched, the major commodities being coal, iron ore and cement, both iron ore and cement trailing behind convincingly, and second and third spot, coal clearly the winner. Earnings from the commodities are a little different, with coal leading, followed by cement, food grains and iron ore. Again, earnings, as you see, follow a similar pattern. The growth of competition after decades of primacy as a long-distance bulk carrier, today IR is faced with acute competition. Now, when we talk about competition in IR, we always talk about roadways. But there are emerging competitors, the pipelines which have come up. And this is where the big opportunity lies. Rail lines to pipelines. This is the subject. While things look bleak, there are opportunities. There is a huge anticipated demand of iron ore fines. Output from mines are 55 to 60% fine ores. Now, fine ores traditionally have been carried by the railways, but with the coming of the pipelines, slurry pipelines, they're all slowly and steadily moving away. The irony of the situation is that the railways is giving them way leave, allowing them to make the pipelines and then allowing them to take away a principal commodity which forms one of the traditional basket of commodities. Now, what are the threats? Our threats is that if we do not diversify, our 11% of our business is likely to go away. We look at various aspects of growth within baskets. We are talking about going from 9 to 40 in the basket of commodities. But it is not only that. We must now look at alternative means of carrying those commodities as well. Our strengths. Now, what are our strengths in pipeline? We don't need any land because land is available all along the track. We have a fully secured and monitored track ecosystem. We have people, gangmen, we have keymen, we have a whole series of people who guard our ecosystem. Our weaknesses: no diversified transport portfolio. And this is the point where I say that we should not look at our traditional basket alone. We should look at new ways of carrying the traditional basket. Pipelines. There is a very interesting development regarding pipelines, that earlier it was only private players who were getting into pipelines. They were building something for themselves, like SR has done in the Voltaire division of East Coast Railway, where it has built a pipeline about 350 kilometers from the Bailadila mines right up to the Visakhapatnam port. But they are not alone. Now we have the government and PSUs thinking along these lines. We have a unique situation where NMDC, which is building a steel plant in a place called Nagarnar, which is 169 kilometers from Kirandul, they are building a pipeline. And they have gone in for an expression of interest as much as 2 years back. and they have got all the permissions to build the pipeline from us. Now, so this is a situation where today it is going to be NMDC, tomorrow it is going to be someone else. So this 11% iron ore traffic which we've been so proudly carrying is steadily slipping away from us. Now, we may not get assured traffic from our own basket. So its time has come to look at the option of diversifying into the pipeline. Now, when we talk about diversifying into the pipeline, three issues immediately come. Competence. Are we competent to do it? Two, what are the costs? And three, will we get assured traffic? Now, the answer to all these three queries is the JV mode. We should get into a joint venture which will take care of the cost because they will participate. It will give us an assured traffic, and expertise issues for laying a pipeline will be handled. Now, if the esteemed jury members, while we were presenting, kept telling us that we need examples to buttress the case. I do not give an example. I give an eye-opener for us all. NMDC, as I mentioned, is building a steel plant in Nagarnar, and the cost per ton by carriage by rail is 2 rupees 36 paisa, while by pipeline it is 85 paisa to 1 rupee 10 paisa. That is, it is going to be extremely cheap to carry it via pipeline. Now, cost of construction, likewise, pipeline is 5 crores, railway is 15 crores. The future expansion program of NMDC, 2020 it will be about 50 million tons, 2025 100 million tons. Out of this, 60% fines is all going to go away. We are going to be left with lump ore and calibrated lump ore, and this too, after fighting with road competitors. Now, that said, since time is short, I would just like to say that while limitations are there in the sense that will there be enough demand in the system, but sustained and sustainable growth on the railways, depends entirely on our ability to diversify at the right opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, this is that right opportunity. Thank you so much.